I guess the audition process for any film is quite daunting, because you get 3 scenes to really showcase all your talent and all your passion for the character.
Hey everybody, awesome news. They finally cast Nightwing on the Titans TV series. So this is going to be a breakdown of that. They have a new synopsis. Jeff Johns read like a big long quote about it. And we found out about 3 other new big characters from the comics that they're going to introduce, in addition to the core Titans characters that we already know about, sans Beast Boy. We still don't know who's playing him. So I'll say, new round of the Flash Ring giveaway. All you have to do to enter is just be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video. Important stuff first. The person who's playing Nightwing, Dick Grayson, is Brenton Thwaites. Now, there's a couple important things in these news releases that you may have noticed. You've probably seen a bunch of them with pictures of Robin. Most of them only mention him as Dick Grayson. They don't specify who he's going to be on the TV show, and I think there's an important reason for that, where Jeff Johns says, and I'm quoting him, Dick Grayson is one of the most important and iconic heroes in the DC universe, and it wasn't easy to find him, but we have. Brenton has the emotional depth, heart, danger, and physical presence of Batman's former protege and the Titans' future leader. We're extremely lucky he's chosen to bring his talents to this project and this character. So you may have noticed some of the language that he used when he was describing the character, Titans' future leader. So some added context if you haven't seen my other Titans videos that I've done so far. The character is actually going to be a police officer working at a police station. That's who they were casting for. Someone who could be a cop and play Nightwing at the same time. So you may know that there's an arc from the comics where Nightwing goes to be a police officer in Bloodhaven. So that's probably where the series is going to take place. They haven't officially confirmed that, but when you hear about the other new character they're casting, it basically confirms that it's going to be the Bloodhaven Police Department. The series is probably going to pick up when he's stopped being Robin and he's gone back to Bloodhaven to try and make his own way, try to kind of figure things out on his own. But before he's taken the Nightwing mantle, in the story of Season 1, in addition to whichever villains they choose to introduce, will be the story of the Titans coming together. Obviously they have to do that because they all meet for the first time in the first episode. So it sounds like they have some big central mystery that brings them together, and then at some point they officially start working together as a team. So think of Daredevil Season 1 and the way that the costume evolved over that. So he got to the comic book costume by the end of the series. We'll probably see a version of that with the Nightwing character, where he's not Robin, but he's not quite Nightwing yet, and through the course of their adventures in Season 1, he takes the mantle. But they haven't confirmed what the costumes are going to look like. They haven't showed any of that off. They've just announced who the actors are. So now we know Nightwing, Raven, and Starfire, but we still don't know who Beast Boy is. So he's just the last piece of the puzzle. They're supposed to start shooting in September, so that's probably why they made this announcement. Now, as far as the actor for Nightwing, I'm totally cool. I think he'll be fine. The people that are casting this TV show are the same people that cast all the other Berlantiverse shows, and they have a proven track record of finding really great actors. So I think the fact that they made this specific choice for the character, I think whatever they saw him do, whatever it's going to look like when we actually see episodes, I think it'll totally be fine. But it's just, sort of a confirmation that this is going to take place in and around Bloodhaven. There are 3 new characters that they're casting. We found out that they're casting Hawk and Dove. So it says, recurring female, graceful master, fighting machine. She straddles the world of being a thrill-seeking and do-gooding vigilante, along with being her crime-fighting partner's emotional anchor and caregiver. She loves him, but fears what he may become. So the whole idea is that Hawk and Dove are sort of this codependent relationship. Hawk is just off the chain, crazy town banana pants, so she usually winds up having to talk him down from stabbing everybody to death, criminals or friends. So here's a really cool thing. The rumor is that they're actually looking to cast Alan Ritchson, who you'll remember from Smallville, and Rebecca Rittenhouse for those roles. So I actually think that'd be a pretty solid casting for Hawk. It would let him be super crazy, but I don't know how big those characters will be, if they'll just be recurring or they'll be guest stars. There's only supposed to be about 13 episodes in the first season, so we'll see how much they show up. But it just confirms that there's going to be a lot of other DC comic book characters popping up. So the last new person sort of confirming Bloodhaven Police Department is actually supporting female. She's a detective alongside Dick Grayson, who knows more than she lets on. Pretty, has tattoos. So they're talking about Amy Rohrbach, who's right out of the comic. She works with Dick Grayson as a police detective, as it implies, as a partner in Bloodhaven. So when that casting description reads, knows more than she lets on, it's probably just her knowing exactly what's going on with Dick Grayson. Like, I know you used to be the Robin. It will probably know that he's also fighting crime as a vigilante when he's not working as a police detective during the day. So detective is sort of his day job. Nighttime is vigilante Nightwing stuff. So let me know in the comments, based on all these characters, what are you most excited for? And what do you think his costume's going to look like? Because no matter how hardcore your series is, at some point, when a superhero takes a new mantle, you have to have that funny montage with the costume. I'm really crossing my fingers that they have some disco Nightwing costume jokes, because you may have seen that Judas Contract movie they released earlier this year. In the comics, that was actually the first arc where he debuted that Nightwing costume. Like, he stepped out and was like, this is my new moniker. Everybody call me Nightwing. This is what my costume is going to look like. So whichever version of the costume is your favorite, obviously it'll be more modernized in the way that the other DC TV shows have modernized those heroes' costumes. But the really cool thing about Nightwing's modern costume right now, the blue one, is that it actually looks pretty legit. Like, he could walk out in the day and people wouldn't laugh at him. It's not like Green Arrow walking around in a Robin Hood costume from the comics. So if you're not already a crazy hardcore Nightwing comic book fan and you want to start reading stuff to get ready, I would recommend you start with the Rebirth. But if you want to get really specific, but like I referred to the comic book arc where he goes back to Bloodhaven to be a police detective for a little while, that's during Volume 2. So you can read all of Volume 2, and if you really want to go back for a deep cut, you can read Nightwing Volume 1. That's his very first solo series ever. It's only 4 issues long. Volume 2 ran for a couple hundred issues, including big crossover titles. So there's like a whole bunch of stuff during Volume 2. So you can pick from any of those to check it out, just to learn about what Bloodhaven feels like if you haven't seen it before in the comics, and what the character is like. The really quick takeaway is that he's like a more fun version of Batman that smiles a lot more, tells jokes, has more interpersonal relationships. Batman has a lot of ladies that he gets with in the comics. I mean, he's with Selena Kyle right now. But Nightwing is just a little bit more of a charmer with the ladies, so just a lot of his dialogue reflects that. So I think they'll have a lot of fun with that on the TV show. But congratulations to the latest giveaway winner, DeMarcus Eanes. Please private message me on the back end of my channel so I can get your contact details. What will probably happen is when they start filming this in September, while they're dropping trailers for all the other DC TV shows, I'll do behind the scenes videos for Titans, because I'm not expecting a trailer for that at least until December. It's going to take them a while to start filming and getting through stuff, then they'll start dropping promos. So no confirmed release date for that yet either, but as soon as they start dropping information, of course I'll do videos for it. So while you wait for everything, you can click here for the new Flash Season 4 preview that just dropped, and you can click here for brand new Game of Thrones. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.